Namaste. SWA-TANTRA, a unique method to reach one's highest potential. SWA-TANTRA. Swa means self, Tantra. One may be familiar with the concept of Tantra. Tantra may be described as a method, a technique. It also has to do with a system of practices related to energy, where male and female energy combine to experience the highest level of consciousness, so to speak. It has been explored and utilized and used in different ways, but in SWA-TANTRA, the combination of male and female, the coming together of female and male happens on the inside. Shiva, Shakti, inside. This is how you experience extreme or elevated levels of bliss. Orgasm, dry orgasm, multiple orgasm, brain orgasm, whole body orgasm, just with the power of breath. So SWA-TANTRA, a system, a technique where consciousness, Shiva, and energy meet again and again, creating waves of Ananda. Ananda, pleasure, orgasm, joy, bliss, ecstasy. Ananda that spread their healing vibrations Ananda that spreads its healing vibrations throughout the body, through the various chakras, and leads to that beautiful state of being where one becomes calm, meditative, steady. As the effect of deep cleansing of Nadis takes root, the path up along the Sushumna widens and stays open for progressively longer periods of time. The Sushumna is that subtle nadi, in a sense the most important nadi, that runs from the Muladhara to the Sahasrara, from the Sahasrara to the Muladhara. It connects the whole system and of course all the chakras that come along the way. The Sushumna, for all practical purposes, may be considered the single most important nadi in the body. Once the Sushumna, nadi is like a channel, so consider this as a channel. Once the Sushumna channel is easily available, Shakti has an easy path to move up. Energy has an easy path to move up towards her Shiva at the Sahasrara. Notice how clearly texts explain that Shakti is always solely interested in her Shiva. Shakti is always moving, looking, wanting to get to her Shiva. The same thing happens in the human body too, where Shakti has a wonderful opportunity to move up towards her Shiva inside us. The possibility to consciously create conditions for the meeting of Shiva and Shakti exists solely in human beings. No other life form seems to have this potential. We can actually create conditions willingly so that Shiva and Shakti meet inside us, and we stand aside and become observers of this meeting, even as that joy, that bliss vibrates or resonates in our system. When Shiva and Shakti meet, all things become possible. What these possibilities may be depend on how well they will be expressed, depending on the unique set of circumstances in one's life. In individuals, creativity soars. Remember, when Shiva and Shakti meet, life happens. Similarly, when the female seed, the male seed meet, life, or potentially life can happen. Inside a human being, this converts into creativity. This creativity is expressed uniquely in every individual, depending on their interests, abilities, and a mix of their unique circumstances. Creativity of all sorts needs a little mix of Shiva and Shakti, or a good mix of Shiva and Shakti. At the most basic, the creativity aspect of Shiva and Shakti is expressed in the life that's created through sexual expression. In order for life to happen, nature has imbued sexuality with a sense of great pleasure. Otherwise, who would want to have sex? If there wasn't so much pleasure associated with sex, I don't think people would, or even other animals would have sex at all. But that urge, that desire, that pleasantness is so beautiful that we want it again and again. Unfortunately, that pleasure may be great, but it's short lived. And once one experiences it, they want more and more of it. But over time, the pleasurability of sex only comes down. One, more importantly, the source of this energy depletes and it becomes less and less available. Also, each peak is often followed by a trough. So, peak of sexual pleasure followed by a trough. The duality of pleasure and pain. And then we seek it, want it, run after it, don't get it, and creates pain, etc., etc., etc. It's only when this powerful energy is harnessed and channeled upwards that the creative aspect of this energy becomes available at higher and still higher levels of consciousness. We have many different levels of consciousness in our different chakras. As this energy rises, it accesses these different levels of consciousness and then it expresses itself as creativity in these different areas. Therefore, when one practices celibacy and continence, Shakti readies itself to move up the Sushumna. The sexual fluids are supposed to be very powerful, very potent. In today's world, with all the lifestyle choices and pressures and environment not conducive enough to practice a reasonable level of brahmacharya or celibacy, most find their Shakti depleted quite early in life. Pornography, masturbation, and this energy is depleted very early. Luckily, breath has it in its power to recharge sexual energy and rekindle it so it becomes available to higher levels of consciousness. That's all there's really to it. That's all that's really needed. Unfortunately, few techniques and systems are able to quickly and effectively recharge this energy. In SWA-TANTRA, the power of the unique Hanuman master breath and the lotus opening program are freely drawn upon to enable a much faster and powerful cleansing and ascent of this energy. SWA-TANTRA is one of the most powerful techniques that first rekindles sexual energy, recharges it, enhances it, and then makes it available to move higher. The method, however, depends on the success of the method, however, depends on sincere effort of practitioners to get the best results. Once this energy becomes available, nadis are cleansed and cleansing deepened, the energy begins to flow freely throughout the system, leading to a great sense of independence and wellness. Humans are conditioned to seek pleasure, usually through others, but a SWA-tantric discovers and experiences pleasure, joy, pleasantness, Ananda, bliss, ecstasy on his own. Without the need to depend on another being, without the need to stimulate himself physically in any way, just with the power of his breath. He discovers the well springs of Ananda, joy, bliss inside his being. With regular practice, he begins to access and experience Ananda or bliss almost at will, simply by moving his breath and energy and chanting mantras like Om, Om Namah Shivaya. You can do this and feel the bliss. As healing and Ananda become more and more natural, it becomes more and more of a SWA-tantric. This program is exclusive in all terms of the word. The cost barrier is high and is open only to those who are willing and committed to a high level of sincere effort. And I trust you are among those. Welcome. Namaste. Become a SWA-tantric.